How goes it all? Welcome back to Patterson L Properties. Hopefully you guys having a great and exceptional day. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so we're living in a time where most regular, everyday working Americans are more than likely to become renters instead of homeowners. From major corporations purchasing lots upon lots of neighborhoods, or even developing neighborhoods that are meant for renters only, not just homes, to working people losing their jobs and having less money. Things are crazy as ever in 2025. So according to the article that I read the other day, Nick Gurley, CEO of Venture Consulting, sounded the alarm on X, formerly known as Twitter, pointing to inflation-adjusted home prices that have soared to nearly double their 130-year average. He stated, and I quote, "We are in the biggest housing bubble of all times," he said in a tweet thread highlighting a disconnect between home values and historical norms. Now, before I go on, as of now, certain homes in certain areas are having to come down on the price of the homes because the asking price is too high and unaffordable to today's everyday working people. Mr. Gurley stated that only twice in U.S. history have housing prices reached such dazzling heights relative to long-term averages in 2006 and now. The implications, he argues, are clear. This situation is not sustainable. I could not agree to say it more. Home prices must crash or inflation needs to skyrocket out of control, or perhaps some combination of thereof. And slowly but surely these things are taking place. At the last housing market crash, that is how I was able to purchase a house that I live in now, because it was a buyer's market back in between 2008 and 2015. Some would say the current president is purposely trying to do that with his tariffs, because if markets, obviously the stock market has crashed. If markets continue to crash, then the prices of homes will go down, because if nobody can afford to buy a home, that's usually how it ends up going. But we do live in a time now where a lot of corporations are buying up houses, so the banks still end up making the money, the county still ends up making the money, and the insurance companies still end up making the money. So it doesn't affect the economy as much, but it definitely does affect everyday working people. So, and let's just be realistic. The United States is about the billionaires and the millionaires. Regular working people are just the peasants to serve. Anyways, the article also stated that, and it's not saying anything bad about the United States of America, that's just where we're at right now. And it is what it is. The article also stated that Lisa Stuyvesant, chief economist at Bright MLS, told Forbes that she sees a strain on buyers. Affordability is the main constraint on the housing market, she said, predicting a move towards a more balanced market later this year, with continued competition among prospective homeowners. Since 2008, it's been more normal for the 20-something generation to move back into their parents' home because of the lack of affordable homes in the overall U.S. economy. Mr. Gurley stated that the crux of this issue is the relationship between home prices and incomes. Current home prices stand at a multiple of 4.5 times income, a level seen only twice before, during the 2006 bubble and in the early 1950s. He points out that the resolution in the 1950s came through a decade of stagnant home prices coupled with robust income growth, a scenario he views as likely in today's economic climate. However, with today's inflation, job losses, and stagnant wages, having a major comeback for regular working people is looking bleak in most major metropolitan cities. Most people, it's going to become normal for a lot of regular working people to have to move to either smaller towns in America or have to move to third world countries, specifically people who are retired or people who have remote jobs. And then the everyday working people will probably have to be like people who first immigrated to the United States, people who are poor who first immigrated to the United States, having to have 2 to 3 families living up in a specific home to rent, save money, and buy a house, or buy a house and rent out all the rooms and whatnot, because they will not be able to afford the mortgage at today's current prices. The article ended on this note stating that according to Zillow analysis, the inventory shortage persists with levels 33% below pre-pandemic averages. Whether it represents a bubble on the brink of bursting a new era in home ownership, the average American is still priced out of many, or heck, dare I say, most housing markets in major metropolitan areas. So we'll see what happens. It's only April of 2025, so hopefully things may change towards the end of the year. But we'll see what happens. Don't forget Patterson Properties, the wholesale real estate in the DMV area, Reading, Pennsylvania, Harrisburg area. Check us out from there. If you're a stock market investor, crypto investor, individual, time account investor, don't forget to check out WEBULL Stash, AcornsCrypto.com, Coinbase. Most platforms you'll be able to make some money moves. Thank you to those who give out cash apps, PayPals, and Venmos. It's always greatly appreciated. I put the money back into the channel. Remember, you can't get fired if you own the company. It's 2025. It's time for you to own something. On that, I'll do the great thiefy things. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Make money moves so you can live like a fool, as they say in Spanish. Perdido a la vida. Welcome to the life.